Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to you. This is another episode of Encounter. We still have with us Deepak Belani from Singapore. He is a Reiki healer, he's a psychic channel, he is also a nature communicator, also a holistic consultant and a Reiki Grandmaster. Deepak, thank you for still being with us in the studio of the MBC.
Thank you for having me again.
In the previous episode, we were speaking about your journey, how it all came to you and how it all started. We mentioned, just as a recap, that you were seeking when you were 14, you had a normal life, you had your heartbreaks, you've volunteered in churches, you've done a lot of work and groundwork on yourself, but also you went to university, you worked in your dad's business, and also did your own business as a real estate agent.
Yes.
After all that happened, what happened to you then?
Yes, I was then a senior district manager, and I had many things going on, many people under me, many people depended on me, and I had this whole list of clients to take care of. And what happened was I was also developing my spirituality at the same time. I never gave that up. So I was always doing my practices. In Hinduism, we actually call this sadhanas.
Yes.
So I was practicing my sadhanas always, never ever neglected that. So this was always ongoing.
What are your daily practices? Does that include prayers, meditation, eating, exercise? Can you share with us your daily practices?
Daily practice?
Yes.
Daily practice currently?
Yes.
I usually wake up around 3:30 in the morning, sometimes 3 o'clock. Depends when I feel like waking up. But my target is to wake up by 4 a.m. And that is when I start doing my practices. Usually I will start off with prayers and things like that. And then I will do my meditation. Then after that it will be followed by my yoga. And this will be my general routine.
Every morning?
Every morning, yeah, without fail.
So from 4 to 6?
Initially I was doing from 4 in the morning right up to 11 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
So no breakfast?
I will go, no breakfast. I will go very deep in meditation. So I could be as deep as 6 hours in meditation. I won't come out of it. And usually ends at 11 a.m.
But now that's not the case anymore.
Over time, it actually gets shorter.
Okay.
That's the beauty of meditation. If you look at today's world, right? People are all enjoying alcohol. Why do they take alcohol? Shall we talk about this topic?
Let's talk about it.
This is a hot topic.
Let's talk about it.
Everywhere you go, you see alcohol everywhere. Okay? Now, this is a very big test. It's a big test from the universe.
Okay.
You see everybody drinking, everybody partying, and there's no tomorrow for them, right? And then Friday comes, yes, it's Friday. Let's celebrate.
Let's meet with friends and have drinks.
Yes. So is this really what life is about? Yeah, I was there once, okay? I used to drink myself. I have drank any alcohol, you name it, I have done it. But after I got married, and then my wife and I, we used to enjoy the wines. And then we just used to drink wines mostly and some champagne. And then we said one day we'll give it up. But we were not ready to give up. So, you know, in life, right, you don't force things.
Yes.
You should always do things, you know, spontaneously and let it happen naturally. Some people, you know, they just cut off. They start to become a vegetarian suddenly. And they are very unhappy inside. Inside, they have cravings.
Because you suppress your emotions.
They are suppressing themselves. So I've seen people, they have been vegetarian. I've been vegetarian for 30 years. And then they start eating meat because they are still craving.
Yes.
So for us here, you know, because I already tried all the alcohol I wanted to the max. So after that, I was enjoying the wine and all. And then one day, it just happened naturally. We both decided to just give it up. We say, yes, we had enough. And then it has been more than 6 years now. We have never touched.
What was so wrong about it?
Alcohol, if you are an energy healer, right, you will know that alcohol is actually very bad for many things. I mean, it's bad not only for your health, but yes, we do see alcohol as bringing a lot of problems in the energy healing world because you actually get holes in your aura.
Yes.
So you have your aura, which is actually protecting you.
Yeah.
But when you start drinking alcohol, you start getting holes. So these holes, right, is going to create problems in your life. So when there's negative energy around you, they can actually come and fill up that hole. and then they can actually tag along with you
Okay.
and become your good friend.
All right.
But your life will become miserable.
Okay.
So as healers, we are very careful about this.
So you mentioned earlier about your daily practices, the sadhanas. There's prayers, there's meditation, there's yoga. What type of meditation do you practice?
See, for me, right, my meditation is actually more like I just go very deep into myself. To say in simple words, I just go very deep into myself, and then slowly I will go deeper and deeper and deeper, and then I will start to connect with the divine realm, and then I will see some visions about what I need to do today, who I need to help, what I need to do, you know. Everything appears as pictures.
Would you call it the divine guidance?
Yes, yes.
Yes?
This is one of the ways.
But this is what you've gained over time from
Yes,
practicing meditation. That's why you were able to meditate for 6
Yes.
hours, I'm guessing.
Yes,
But
even more.
Even more.
Yes.
If I had to start meditating tomorrow, how would I start? What would you tell me to start doing?
It depends what have you learned in the past, what have you been doing. From there, we will advise you. If you have done a certain amount of meditation, then let's say, for example, just say like you started primary school, and then now we teach you secondary school. If you've done secondary school, we bring you to university level. If you've done university, we go even more higher.
What would be the easiest form of meditation that you would advise someone to practice?
See, our meditation is also a very big subject. Yeah, there are so many techniques. So to answer your question, right, for a beginner, I would suggest you is do a lot of breath watching. Close your eyes, go inwards, and look at your breath. That will help you relax.
So you're saying observe the breath.
Observe the breath.
All right.
That would be a very beginning.
In a sitting, standing posture, you lie down.
Posture doesn't matter. Be comfortable.
Be comfortable.
We recommend you being comfortable. You can sit on a chair. If you can't even walk, you can lie down. It's okay.
All
but
right.
lie down, you know, sometimes you fall asleep. So that is only for some rare cases, for people who really can't walk or something.
But it's very hard when you start meditating, when you focus on your breath. You have your mind wandering everywhere, right?
Yes.
So that's the hardest part when you start.
Yes.
How do you beat that?
We have the mind.
I wouldn't say beat it. How do you get
Yes,
past
yes,
it?
yes, yes. The mind, you know, we call it the monkey mind.
It is a monkey mind.
It is a monkey, you know.
Yeah.
It's always doing things, its own things, right? So now we have to quiet the mind. We have to tame the mind, right? But in reality, right, we don't really have to tame the mind. We just have to look at the mind. Just have to look at it and see what's going on. Because we are so busy with our life, right? We don't look at the mind. We don't look at our thoughts. And say, for instance, a person who gets angry suddenly, you know, at work, you just snap. What happened there? You didn't look at your thoughts.
Yeah.
If you did some meditation in the morning,
Yeah.
and you would have looked at what was troubling you in your life, it wouldn't affect you as much. You wouldn't have snapped like
Because when the situation arises, you would know what was the trigger emotion. You would have it
Yes.
in better control.
Yes, yes.
Okay, that makes sense a bit.
So this is also known as mindfulness,
It's called
which
as
is about
mindfulness.
looking at your thoughts.
So you observe your thoughts, let it
You
come
just
and go.
observe.
You don't control them.
You don't give it any power. You just be very neutral. Look at it. That's all.
By not giving power, you mean is not reacting to the thoughts.
Yes, you don't react.
So
You don't
if it's
go
a good
into
thought, or if it's a bad thought, or if it's any
it. It doesn't
thought,
matter.
just let it come and go.
It doesn't matter. You see, we have to love the good and bad in us. Everybody has good and bad. But sometimes people like to avoid looking at the bad.
Yes.
But if you don't accept the bad, you are not able to love yourself completely. Everybody has the good and bad.
All right.
Okay?
All right. So this is how probably you would advise someone to start meditation.
Yes, I would like to always explain in a very simple way
Of course.
so that people can follow.
If people want more explanations, they can always send you a message
Yes.
on Conscious Flowering on Facebook if they have any inquiries.
That's right.
Yes. So you have been practicing for many years. Again, the daily sadhanas in the morning. Do you have a time that you sleep latest every day? If you wake up at 3, you're probably sleeping by 9, 10?
Actually, it's very hard to say because I can sleep at 11 and sometimes I sleep at 11:30 at night. But I try not to go too late unless I'm really busy, because my schedule is very tight.
Yes.
I am booked 3 months ahead for my spiritual work.
All right. All right.
In Singapore, I mean, people have to book me in advance. Unless it's very urgent, then we give them, priority.
Of course. So after having practiced, after having done your daily sadhanas for some time, then what happened to you then? Did you still start having upgrades and downloads?
You see, by doing the sadhanas, right, I find that I actually get more energy. And this is also lacking in the world. People are always tired. I look at my nephew, who lives with me here. I was talking to him this morning, He's always tired. After school, he comes back. He doesn't have energy to wake up in the morning. His alarm goes off like crazy. It's going off for 1 hour in advance, and he still can't hear it. So I told him, change the alarm sound, change the sound. Change.
Yeah.
So that
because he's gotten used to it,
Yes.
and he can sleep with it now.
Yes. Like for me, I don't need alarm.
Yeah.
My eyes will open on its own because I have enough energy. So when you train yourself, and this is what we also teach people, see, my aim is to share with the world. Anyone is welcome. Come and learn from us. We will share with you, and you can live a good life. Because why? I believe I'm leading a quality life. Because why? I don't even need much sleep, right? And I don't get tired easily. And I have a lot of strength to do things. I went shopping with my mother-in-law and my wife here. We went to Goodlands. We went to the fresh market. And she bought a lot of stuff. And it was really heavy, and they couldn't carry it. I could carry 3 bags without any problems, right? I go in a bus. Took a bus, and the bus was full, but I was fine,
You had the local experience.
I enjoy it. I enjoy mixing with the locals. Yeah.
So what are the main problems that people have nowadays, according to you?
I mean, the problems have always been more or less the same, whether in the past, or present, future. It's all quite similar. People usually come either with, like what you say, stress. But stress, they won't tell you it's stress. Normally, some people do say they are stressed. But sometimes they are not aware of the problem, you see. So they will come and say, oh, look, I'm stuck in life, for instance. This is quite common. Yeah. I'm stuck in life. My life cycle is going nowhere. It's just repeating. So they feel it's a recurrent problem.
How do you deal with this?
It depends on the situation. And then according to the situation, we will analyze. And if necessary, we will connect with the divine realm and see what the real problem is. Because sometimes the problem is not very clear, even though they tell you everything. But sometimes, for instance, somebody can be, like I had a case, a guy came to me and he said that my mom is in a lot of pain, okay? Now, how do you solve the mom's problem? The mom is not with me. He came and told me the problem. Now, she can't move. She has a lot of pain somewhere down her spine, lower back, So she had surgery done, and she is always in pain. And he says to me, my mom is like a god to me. I love her a lot, but I can't see her in pain, right? So now he came for help. So we do some checking. In this case, we need to connect, right? Yeah. We need to see, of course, we do check a little bit what's going on. We ask a bit of feedback. We don't need to know much because we are already well connected with the divine realm. So we don't really need to know much. We won't even need to know date of birth, time. In fact, I don't even need to see the person.
Okay.
The person can be in any part of the world. I can work from here, even with you now. I can work from here and heal the person who might be somewhere in China, in a village.
Okay.
He needs help, you see? So as long as you just tell me, okay, this is my son, he needs help, I will just connect with the person straight away.
So let's say that once you have identified what's the problem, what happens then?
Okay, so an example, we took this case study.
Yeah.
So the mother has a lot of pain. So we did a check, and we actually found out that his father's soul is not in peace. His father's soul. So I asked him, I say, is your dad around?
Whose father? The person who came to see you, or the mother?
The son came to me, right?
The son, yeah.
So the son came for help about his mom, right? So now he came with his wife and a child. So now he says, can you help me? So I said, okay, let us do a check. So we did a check, and then normally we will take about 2-3 days because we have so many people to check for.
Of course.
So they will come and tell us the issues. If we can help on the spot, we do it on the spot. Sometimes we need 2-3 days because we have so many pending cases who need attention first. So once we get the answer, sometimes the universe wants to help him first, for instance. And then other cases will go forward.
Okay.
Because we work with the universe, so we don't decide, So what happens is, in this case, what happened was the father's soul was not at peace. So I asked him about his dad. He told me his dad had passed away about 9 years back. So then I told him, your dad is not at peace. He's in fact in the house. And he is trying to get attention from you guys. The soul is not at peace. So he said, I did all the prayers, everything. You know, my dad should be okay. But yet he told me there's a lot of problems in the house. There's quarreling. Yeah. There's neighbors are bugging him for no reason. They are calling the police. You know?
All right.
So his neighbors staying below, because we live in apartments there. Yeah. So the neighbor below is always constantly complaining about him. He said there's no noise in the house. He says there's noise and he's calling the police. So all these kind of problems, which don't make sense, is normally linked to an entity. Okay. Which is trying to get help. Okay. So these entities sometimes can be your ancestors. Sometimes they are just, entities who are trying to get help. Sometimes they are just there to disturb you for some negative energies, you know. We're not going to talk so much about those. But in this case, right, so we suggested him what to do, you know, and then he agreed, and then he let us do the work. So usually we try to work together with the client. Okay. We will make him do a little bit of sadhana, and we will do the rest, you see. So then we did the necessary thing for his dad, and then we sent the dad to the light. So then after that, we asked him, how do you feel now? First thing he told me is that the mom's pain is gone, totally. Okay. That was the first thing. So he was very happy. Then the next thing he told me that...
but what was the relationship between the pain and the father's soul not being
see, the father is probably closest to the wife, right?
Of course.
So the wife is still here, and he's gone. But he needs help. So usually they will try to get help from the person who is closest to them. If that person cannot hear them, because they can't hear them, right? So they make trouble. So you think that the trouble is coming, your life is going haywire, right? But you don't understand what's going on. But actually they are just trying to get help. So sometimes accidents can happen. Fires can happen in the house for no reason. You've heard stories. Fire. For no reason, the house goes on fire totally. Okay. But then it's normally connected to ancestors. Okay. The ancestors are seeking help. Sometimes the ancestors are not one. It can be generations who need help. Like I went through that myself. All right, I had to help my own ancestors.
You have to clear down the lineage that comes down.
That's right.
All right. Before wrapping up this episode, it just flew by.
Yes.
Well, I mentioned in the beginning that you are also a nature communicator.
Yes.
What is that? You talk to nature?
Yes, yes. We actually communicate with Mother Nature.
Is that you go around and hug trees?
Yes, I do that. I have, in fact, I have my favorite tree in Singapore, which I go to almost every day. Her name is Angie.
Wow, you took me by surprise. I know people hug trees.
Yes. Okay. This is very popular in Japan, for instance. Okay. It's common in Japan, people hug trees. Of course, when I used to hug trees, everyone used to look at me, you know, hey, what's this guy doing? Because in Singapore, it's not a big practice. Yeah, but I do it, I don't worry about anyone.
What is it all about, the concept of a nature communicator?
See, actually, we work with Mother Earth. She is one of the beings that we work with. She only talks to very few people. She has told us she only speaks to a handful of people. So because we are chosen to do this work, so she has shared a lot of wisdom with us, a lot. So when you work with Mother Nature, it becomes easier because she knows all, like say every herb on earth, right? She knows. So for instance, I need to treat someone, she will tell me which herbs to give this person to get fast relief. So sometimes I need herbs, sometimes I need healing. So all kind of things, we have all kinds of tools. Okay. So that's why I cannot pinpoint what exactly a client needs, because sometimes he needs both. Sometimes he may need a few therapies.
Is there a way you communicate with them?
See, when your consciousness level reaches a certain stage,
you're able to tune in.
You can hear.
Okay.
You can hear a lot of things. Not only you will hear Mother Nature, right? But Mother Nature doesn't talk to everyone. So it's going to be difficult, but you can actually start to communicate with your guardian angels, for instance, who are there with you.
I was about to ask you that. So you mentioned that Mother Nature is one of the beings. So what are the other beings? So you said
see, Mother Nature, angels. She looks after the, she is the earth.
Of course.
Right? Our earth has a soul.
Yeah.
Right? How does this earth function? She has 4 million beings helping her, light beings, helping her to run this earth. Right?
4 billion light?
4 million.
4 million?
4 million light beings.
What are light beings?
They are like an angel.
Okay.
Okay, they are light beings. So they are here to assist. So there are many things going on, you know. We can't see them, but they are doing a lot of work to run this earth. It's not easy to run the earth, right?
Okay.
It is spinning, and yet we are sitting here. We don't know what's going on. The earth is spinning, but we are not moving, right? We are still. And if you look at the earth, the science of the earth is very complicated, right? So somebody is running it, okay? God has assigned, the universe has assigned certain beings to run different things.
Okay.
Yeah. So you start to hear trees, you can hear the moon, you can hear the sun.
So all these are beings?
They all have a soul.
They all have a soul.
Yes, a tree has a soul.
I'm very intrigued about the angels.
Angels,
that you mentioned.
yes.
So they do exist?
Yes, of course, angels exist.
You have to raise to a certain level to be able to.
Yes.
They communicate with you. You communicate.
Yes, they communicate with us.
All angels, some angels. Give me some information.
Okay, basically, we work with the angelic realm as well. Okay, this angelic realm, right? This realm is very close to God's world. Like maybe you can say God is here, the angelic realm is here, and they are all working for God. They were never humans. They were just created as angels. So they are constantly doing all the work behind the scene in the other planets.
That's why you call them light beings. They are energies.
Yes, light beings, that means they don't have a physical body.
All right.
But yet they can if they want to.
How?
They can. You see, for instance, your guardian angels, they are also angels. They are around you. Everybody has 2 or 3 guardian angels, at least. And they are always with you. And their work is to take care of you.
Is that something everyone knows? I don't think so.
Not everybody knows this. Yeah.
I mean, most people don't even know that.
Yes, they do not know this. Because, as I mentioned, many people are just living life unconsciously. So yes, when you come into spirituality, you will learn so much. You don't have to be religious. You can be a complete human and yet be spiritual.
But that's got me thinking. So if you want to connect to the higher being, you might as well start connecting with the angels who are just a level lower and then go higher after.
It all happens step by step. Yeah. You cannot straight away jump to the top.
Of course.
So your consciousness level has to go up. And for that, you need to do a lot of work. You need to work on yourself.
How do you work on yourself?
By doing all the spiritual practices, the sadhanas.
The sadhanas.
Yeah. So
diligently every day.
Diligently.
Yeah.
And they are watching you.
Okay.
Whatever you do, you are being watched. Everything is recorded.
There's no shortcut.
There's no shortcut.
What about the things that you've done before you started practicing sadhanas?
Yes, it's all being
Does it not
for.
affect you who you are now?
Yes, of course.
It does affect you?
You may have been doing sadhanas for many lifetimes. You know?
You have been doing sadhanas for many lifetimes.
You could have been doing for many lifetimes. You know, we are not here first time.
Of course.
Everybody has come here many lifetimes, right?
Okay.
Some are new here. Some have been here for long.
That's what you call old soul, new souls.
Old soul, new soul.
Okay.
I'm a very old soul.
Okay.
So this is my last life on earth. Same for my wife.
How can you know that?
From them.
Okay.
From the divine beings.
What happens after?
Of course, if I screw up this life, then I may have to come again. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm just doing it. You know, everything is happening very smoothly. It's all in synchronicity, and life is beautiful. If you come to my stage of life, you will feel a lot of joy. You will have a kind of inner freedom, which normal people will not experience.
Wow. I hope everybody gets there one day.
Yes, yes, of course. This is why we are here. We are like a family, actually, you know. So we have reached that level. You may not be there, right? But we want to help you get there.
Okay.
We are giving you that helping hand.
Okay.
So the helping hand is our courses, our tools, which we share to empower you. And then we want you to reach there. We want everybody to reach there. Everybody should enjoy life, be happy, but not in the way things are going now, right, in the world. That's not what we teach. We want to empower you so that you can become a good human being, right? And you don't have to force yourself to be good. You can be naturally good from inside. So we call it inner transformation. So we have inner transformational courses and workshops and programs. We have retreats going on all the time. In Mauritius, we are conducting retreats as well. In Singapore, and these are all coming up. More retreats are coming up.
Which will act as bridges to help you elevate more.
Yes, these are all going to help you. And when you come to our retreats, right, we are not working on a human level.
Yeah.
All the masters, the ascended masters, the saints, they will all come in the retreats as well. You know, You never know who is going to come, but we welcome all of them.
Okay.
So when they come, right, the energy is going to be very different. People are going to have life-changing experiences, very powerful. You can call it miracles. Yes, miracles happen all the time. For me, life is a miracle. Every moment is a miracle, right? This is the life I lead.
All right, all right. Thank you very much for these wise words, Deepak. It has been a pleasure having you over 2 episodes of Encounter.
It's a pleasure being here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the end of this 2nd episode with Deepak Belani. If you have any questions, inquiries, suggestions, proposals, drop an email. It's encounter@mbc.itnet.mu. Until the next program, goodbye.